Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some more Fallout 4 Creation Club news, and we got some more news on the the virtual workshop, sorry. And yeah, pretty much they go on to say, virtual workshops, a new building mode coming soon to Fallout 4. Travel to new worlds from the comfort of your Fallout 4 settlement with virtual workshops. I don't know why I keep saying visual. Although, yeah, guys, these were actually delayed a little bit ago. But yeah, keeping going. Featuring unlimited crafting resources, huge settlement budgets, placeable enemy spawners for your own custom encounters, and a selection of weather, music, and visual filters to choose from. Simply craft a new VR pod, hook it up to the power source of the terminal, and you can transport yourself into a series of exotic landscapes and iconic Fallout locations, including Grid World, Atomic Crater, Desert Island, and Capital Wasteland GNR Building Plaza. There are a number of new features and some differences from standard settlements, which will be covered in detail within this article. Locations. Each location has a new workshop, new workspace, sorry, with its own unique design and geography, featuring huge edge-to-edge workshop areas, massive budget, and a new unlimited crafting mode. So, I don't really know how I feel about massive budget. It should be unlimited budget. I mean, there are mods and all this stuff to make your, budget in your actual game really unlimited and all that stuff, and yeah, obviously, I thought that, with Fallout 4 being such a big single-player game and all this stuff, and you're paying for this, you'd think they would be able to do unlimited budgets and you wouldn't even have to worry about that. But yeah, hopefully some modder will somehow come up with a way to make it available for Creation Club. But again, that's extremely annoying. They're going to say GNR Building Plaza, return to the Capital Wastelands GNR Building Plaza, enjoy familiar sights and sand while you reshape GNR into your own virtual settlement, featuring 23 new workshop items and the original sound effects and music from Fallout 3. That sounds absolutely awesome. I cannot wait for that one. They also go Desert Island with 4 separate workshops covering the vast beaches, cliffs, and coves. You've got plenty of space to lounge in the shade of a palm tree, build a seaside town, or craft the beachfront home of your dreams, featuring 21 new workshop items to set the island mood. Again, it does sound pretty cool. I do like the VR idea. I just kind of wish these would actually be real settlements they would be adding into the game. Like, how cool would it be if GNR was an actual settlement in the actual, Fallout 4 game itself? That would obviously be extremely cool. Kind of a missed opportunity, but I do like how they're integrating this type of way into Fallout 4. But again, not as much as how I would, rather it be, especially with them, obviously it would be way better if they added it to the original game, in my opinion. They also got one that says Atomic Crater. For those who would like to extend their post-apocalyptic experience, the Atomic Crater is a large, rocky wasteland ready to be transformed by your imagination. Again, I'm pretty sure it's going to be like the Glowing Sea or something like that, so I guess that's kind of cool. I mean, there's not really too much to exactly go on from there. They also go, pretty much to say on after that, they go Grid World, featuring the biggest budget of all the virtual workshops. Again, don't understand why they're not unlimited. The Grid World is a large, wide open virtual realm, perfect suited for any workshop architect. And yeah, I think this is more of like the experimenting type of thing. I mean, you're trying to cover all of the type of stuff, and yeah, I guess that would be a cool place to kind of place it down and kind of do all that type of stuff. They also go traveling to a virtual workshop. To get to a virtual workshop, you'll need to build, wire up, and use the VR pod. These require a physical power connection and a workshop terminal to select a destination. They can be used in any of the exterior or interior settlements, such as home play. That's kind of cool. I mean, that's pretty cool that they're adding it into, home play and all that stuff. They kind of ask the question, though, the player homes that you get in the Creation Club, will you be able to do it in those player homes? I would imagine you'd be able to, but again, if you can't, that's a massive missed opportunity, but I think you'll be able to. You're going to say, crafting, configuring, and using a VR pod. Find the new VR pod under Creation Club, VR Workshops, VR pods. Place the pod anywhere in the settlement. Connect a power line to the back of the VR pod. Connect the workshop terminal to the VR pod found under power and then miscellaneous. Open the workshop terminal and then select your destination. This will be set in the destination for all pods connected to this terminal. Close the terminal and activate the VR pod. You will climb inside and receive a confirmation to travel into the selected VR settlement. The screen will fade to white and then the simulation will begin. If you have an active companion, they will travel with you and out of the VR. That's kind of interesting and a little bit not exactly the most lore friendly thing, but I don't really know. That's a very interesting thing. Exiting a VR workshop. To leave a VR workshop and return to the settlement, activate the VR workshop terminal found near the workbench, and then select Exit VR Simulation. The screen will fade and you will return to the VR pod you entered from. Changing simulations. While inside of a VR workshop, you can load into any other simulations without needing to exit. Simply activate the VR workshop terminal, select Change VR Simulation, and select from a wider available list. Troubleshooting. If you are unable to use the VR pod, look for a notification upon activation explaining why. Each VR pod requires a power connection, its destination set via terminal, and cannot be used while in combat or while wearing power armor. So I guess that kind of makes sense. That's pretty much the standard. Like, you can't fast travel while you're in combat or whatever. So I guess you wouldn't be able to do this if you're in combat. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Using the VR workshop terminal. VR settlements feature a terminal placed near the workshop bench, which lets you configure different options, perform various actions, and exit VR. These options include start/stop attack mode. While inside a VR workshop, you can craft attack markers found under Creation Club VR workshops. Attack markers. Starting attack mode will spawn any of the enemies at the location of the marker. You can stop attack mode by killing the spawned enemies or using the terminal. See the attack mode selection for more details. Generate VR settler. Rather than using the radio beacon to attract settlers, you can generate it simply from the terminal. A maximum 20 can be created in a VR workshop. That is so bad. That you should be able to have like at least 50. Like, again, there are mods out there that allow you to do about. Well, I don't think we really have any mods that are compatible with creations and all that type of stuff. So hopefully, if there's any modders watching this video, when this does come out, hopefully, yeah, you guys might consider doing doing something like this and making it. Set all the settlement management selection for more details. Change weather. Want clear days in the atomic crater or a rad storm in the desert island. Weather can be temporarily changed using this option. It will return to the workspace as standard weather conditions after around 4 in-game hours. Change render mode. Select the visual filter to customize your experience. Black and white, sepia tone, or dream state. This visual effect will remain on until selecting no effect on the or existing VR. Change music. Select from the various suites of music, including original music from Fallout 3. That is obviously really cool. Again, that's really cool that they've added that stuff into the game and actually thought of doing something like that. Music can be reset to default at any time you revert to default upon leaving VR. Change VR simulation. While inside VR, you can change your simulation to visit any of the installed VR workbenches without having to leave. Simply select your destination and follow the on-screen instructions. Exit VR simulation. When you're ready to return to the world, you can select this option to return to the settlement VR pod you entered from. So that's pretty much everything that we needed to know when we're actually using the VR settlement. They're going to say VR settlement management. Crafting does not require any resources, as such as scrapping objects will not return any resources either. Perk-dependent workshop items still require the necessary perks to be crafted. You and your companions will not be invulnerable to damage while in VR workshops. Settlers are not summoned using radio beacons, but are generated instantly using the VR workshop terminal located at each of the VR workshops. Simply select generate settler to have it materialize nearby. A maximum of 20 settlers can be generated per VR settlement. Virtual settlers can be assigned to tasks, but they cannot be traded with or looted. Settlement ownership cannot be lost due to low happiness. Food and water will count towards settlement resource and can be harvested. No excess production of food or water can be stored in the workshop. Normal real-world settlers or companions cannot be dismissed to VR workshops. VR settlers can be sent outside of VR workshops. Supply lines cannot be connected to VR workshops. Settler bells and alarms have special variations for VR located in Creation Club, VR workbenches, and then miscellaneous. Stored and some of the other miscellaneous items can be crafted while inside VR workshops. VR settlements will not display in the Pip-Boy list or workshops. VR settlements will not be utilized by the Minutemen Radiant quest. VR settlements will not be attacked like normal settlements. a lot to take from that one, obviously just based on the fact that, yeah, it has nothing to do with Minutemen. There's obviously no, like, real lore to do with anything there. Again, you can't get taxed, you can't lose settlements. That's kind of cool. It just confirms based on the fact that we can't have more than 20 settlers, which is obviously extremely annoying. Also, you can't do supply lines and obviously can't generate resources, it seems to be, from your actual settlements in-game to, you know, the settlements on the VR workbenches. So, yeah. That obviously makes sense, and that's what I feel like everyone kind of had a idea from. But yeah, they go on to say attack mode. Attack mode is a fun way to build your own encounters while inside VR. Want to set up a 4-way arena between super mutants, synths, rad roaches, and gunners, or maybe you like to build your own level using workbenches, workshop and mode, and populate it with enemies. To use attack mode, open workbench mode and find creation club, VR workshops, attack markers. Place the markers down for the type of enemy you would like to spawn. Return to the VR workbench's terminal near the entrance and activate it. And select the start attack mode. Enemies will spawn at the marker locations. To stop attack mode, simply kill all the enemies or select stop attack mode at the VR workbench terminal. Things to note. While an unlimited number of attack markers can be placed, only 30 will be functioning at a given time. These 30 are chosen random when attack mode is initiated. Enemy spawn in attack mode cannot be pickpocketed or looted after killed. And again, that's obviously to stop, you know, pretty much getting items and resources from the real world to, obviously, this VR workbenches type of thing. So I guess, you know, obviously that does make a lot of sense. And they go on to say, time to build. Now that you're familiar with the basics, it's time to get in there and build. These visual workshops were created for all the builders and architects out there, and we hope you enjoyed these new little worlds as much as we enjoyed creating them. We can't wait to see what you make. So, again, these were actually delayed and will be coming out sometime in December. I presume maybe mid-December or something like that. So I guess that's really cool. I did hear that there were a couple of bugs or there was some game-breaking thing they actually think they found. So they decided to delay and fix it up. And again, that is absolutely awesome by Bethesda. And I'm extremely happy and excited that they did that. Everything pretty much to take from this, I kind of already pictured that was going to be happening. I mean, you obviously can't take all this loot from your in-game to the base game type of stuff, from, you know, from the VR to the base game. So that's obviously, it's good because, yes, it just makes a lot of sense, obviously. But what doesn't make sense is, how are the worlds not unlimited? And why can't you not have like 50 or so settlements as a limit? Why is it 20? I seriously don't understand why that is a thing. That kind of ruins it a tiny bit. And yeah, it obviously, hopefully there'll be some modders out there that will somehow be able to tinker with this creation club creation, because again, that's going to be extremely unfortunate if you can't do some of this stuff. But yeah, I hope they obviously do either, you know, Bethesda maybe update that later, or yeah, some modders do decide to fix it, because I doubt Bethesda will try and update it. But yeah, anyone, to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest gaming and Fallout content. Don't forget to comment in the comment section down below. What were your thoughts and opinions on this? Do you guys think it's a good idea by Bethesda, you know, to make all this stuff? Do you guys think it was a bad idea? Are you guys going to play it? I definitely would really like to know your thoughts and opinions down below. And how much do you think the creations are going to be? And yeah, how much do you think the VR workshops are going to be in terms of, you know, creations and all that stuff? Definitely would really like to know your thoughts and opinions down below. So make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and comment. As I said, I definitely would really like to know your thoughts and opinions down below. So yeah, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.